Hey, ConLaw, how you guys doing? Other day I had to run out and buy a new pair of scissors because the old ones just weren't cutting it. Yeah, that's your joke. Okay. So for today, last lesson, as we talk here about equal protection, and so today we're going to look at LGBTQ plus rights, and in particular, gay marriage. Um, and so the focus today will be the Obergefell. There's an extra syllable in there that I always miss. Decision in 2015, which legalized same-sex marriage. Give you a little bit of perspective here. Time. So that's 2015. That in 1996, the Supreme Court actually passed a law that made gay sex a crime. So there was no constitutional protection for gay sex, upholding laws, I believe, in Georgia, that allowed to criminalize gay sex. So, give you a sense, that was 1996. That was actually overturned in a Supreme Court case. So there's a good example of stare decisis, right? That here's a court overturning a previous decision. That wasn't overturned until 2003. Um, and that's a case of Lawrence versus Texas. So that's kind of, in terms of legality of this is all was actually, moves pretty quick once you got to 2000. Um, and as you'll see with this case in terms of same-sex marriage, um, the what a lot of organizations decided to do was they kind of waited it out. So in 2003, that might have been a good time to kind of strike. But what had happened was what people decided that in 2003, the country might not have been ready yet. And so instead of finding a case and challenging it up to the Supreme Court right away, building off the momentum of that 2003 victory, instead, what civil rights organizations, gay rights organizations decided to do was to build momentum on the state level. And so then what you had were initiatives in states to legalize same-sex marriage, one state at a time, to build kind of a consensus. So by the time that you did get to 2015, and it does go to the Supreme Court, the majority of states in the country had already legalized gay marriage. So at that point, the Supreme Court is kind of actually going along with the will of the people. Actually, an interesting strategy. It took time, right, from 2003 to 2015, but it worked. Right. So for your do now, you get to read about the decision, and you can see it was a 5-4 decision, um, and so you can kind of see where the majority was and the dissent, their logic, that type of thing. And then for classwork, I've got a video. It's actually from the New York Times. It's a link, so I hope it works because I know the New York Times is kind of like fuzzy. It's a great, great video giving you background on this case. It's a tearjerker, so yeah, you might get a little choked up watching it because we're humans, right? It's impossible not to be moved because it's a love story, and that's basically what it comes down to. It's just a love story, and it's kind of moving because of the circumstances of Jim Obergefell. Was that his partner was dying from ALS, and so this was kind of a lasting legacy type of thing for him, so that that love could be kind of legalized finally, and a race to get that done before he died. So it's just a moving. I'm getting choked up and goosebumps now just talking about it. So I hope you enjoy that video. Yeah. So stay safe, stay smart, and talk to you guys later.